moving on, Portugal. They are going to be taking part in the first half of semi-final 2 as well, joining Austria. They're in very good company. They are sending Conan Osiris with the song Telemóveis. Conan is a self-taught singer-songwriter. Now, unfortunately, Portugal didn't do so well last year, but it didn't matter because they were hosting the thing, because they had an absolutely super song that they won with in 2017. That was Amar Pelos Dwa, and I can never pronounce it correctly. Everyone knows my pronunciation is questionable at times. But we do have our very own Portuguese correspondent to actually talk to us about the entry. Good evening, David.
Good evening. Correction, Tom. It's the second half of the first semi-final. You switched the semi-final.
Damn. Oops. That's a typo on my part. But what can we expect to see from Portugal this year?
It's, I gotta say, the song is a risky is a risk choice, but it's, you know, when you look at the song, the meaning of the song, we get it. It's, you know, when it transformed the live performance into his unique, you know, he's already like some Portuguese, some, you know, I see like Das Portugal website, and he has like, he put like the opinions of the different past performers, personality. They say some didn't get it, some or get it. Even Salvador Sobral is backing this song because he said in the interview to ORTP recently, said he has everything to win because he knows Conan will put a show for everybody, and I think it will be I think will be, you know, will be a show, but I don't know, will be jury and people gonna like it, of course, because of the show, but the juries, let's see the staging and we have our opinions. But we are currently top 10 on the betting odds. Let's see if we
Okay.
do our job well.
So we're hoping for a semi-final qualification.
Of course, 100% qualification, of course.
Definitely. Now, let's bring Martin in on this. Conan Osiris, I mean, let's be honest, the performance that he gave in the national final, I think, was outstanding. I think it was amazing. It was very unique. What do you make of the song?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's not a downside, but one thing he's got to contend with is it is in Portuguese, as all Portuguese entries are. So it's not unusual to us fans, but it's something that a one-time viewer, or the people viewing who are going to vote on it, will have to think, do I understand this enough? But that's where the staging potentially will do the trick. The downside for Portugal is where they actually are, which is in the second half of the first semi-final, which, looking at, for me, I'd say that's a strong one. And of course, in the second half, you've got, not only have you got Conan, you've got Hatari, you've also got Kate Malahide, which are the three potentially outlandish staging ones that we're possibly going to get. You've also got Victor Krone, Elliot, and Catherine Duska as well. So that's a pretty tough half, with really, for me, the only two soft entries that I'd say is Georgia, and I know people are going to hate me for saying this, San Marino. That might be the downside for Conan, is that there's so much OTT stuff or unusual stuff going on in that second half of the semi-final that he might sort of get lost. Whereas if he was in the first half or in the second semi-final, he would stand out and go, oh, do you see that Portuguese one? It was so different. In this semi-final, in the second half, it's going to be like, oh yeah, but what about the guys in the bondage gear? What about Kate Malahide with that voice and whatever she's going to do? That's, I think, his unique selling point might be a bit diluted, but I would hope that he'd still get through to the final.
And do you know what? I think you make a really valid point there, and I'd like to bring David in on this. David, right?
Yeah.
As a Portuguese fan, knowing what the lineup is in that semi-final, if you could pick a position that Portugal would perform from this year in that second half of that semi-final, what position would you like to see them perform in?
easy. The easy question is last, but if we perform after Georgia is advantage, I think if perform the rest, okay. Maybe Estonia, maybe along that three. If we pull after Greece or Iceland, we are in trouble. Australia, I kind of set to go, but for me, I think if we pull after a South song, I think we'd be good.
I think, yeah, do you know what? And I think that would maximise your chances. Very interesting to see that. Obviously, every country is going to want to perform last in that semi-final. But I think there are some interesting permutations there, interesting ways of how that organisation of that second half could be. I don't actually envy the producer's job at all